Welcome to the Discourse Analyzer AI Toolkit, where articles come alive. You're listening to the audio version of our article. For the full text and an interactive experience, check out the link in the description below. Interact with any selection using our AI assistant to enhance your understanding. Let's explore.
Social order in discourse analysis. Social order in discourse analysis refers to the way language contributes to maintaining, challenging, or transforming social structures and norms. Discourse analysis examines how language practices help establish and reinforce the social order, including societal rules, norms, hierarchies, and power relations. By analyzing discourse, researchers can uncover how language shapes social reality and influences social organization, identity, and behavior. In discourse analysis, social order is not viewed as static or given. Instead, it is seen as actively constructed and maintained through everyday language use. Language is a powerful tool for creating social order because it reflects and shapes people's understandings of their roles, relationships, and the social world. Through discourse, individuals and groups negotiate meanings, assert authority, resist power, and establish norms. 1. Key aspects of social order in discourse analysis. Reinforcing social norms and roles. Maintaining expectations and behaviors. Discourse plays a crucial role in reinforcing social norms and roles by promoting certain behaviors and expectations as standard or acceptable within a society. Language use in various contexts, such as media, education, and daily interactions, can help perpetuate norms related to gender, race, class, and other social categories. Normative language. Language that reflects and reinforces societal norms, making certain behaviors or attitudes seem natural, normal, or preferable. Role expectations. Discourse often includes implicit or explicit expectations about the roles individuals should play based on their social identities, such as gender, age, or profession. Example: in educational settings, teachers often use normative language to reinforce expectations of student behavior, such as using phrases like, "boys will be boys," to excuse rowdy behavior in boys but not in girls. This discourse perpetuates gender stereotypes and reinforces traditional gender roles, constructing social hierarchies and power relations. Establishing authority and control. Discourse analysis examines how language constructs social hierarchies and power relations by establishing authority, control, and dominance within interactions. This can involve the use of language to assert power, command obedience, or maintain social order. Authoritative language. Language used to assert authority or command, often associated with institutional or social power, such as legal discourse, political rhetoric, or managerial communication. Power dynamics. The way language reflects and enforces power relations, such as who has the right to speak, who is listened to, and who can make decisions or impose sanctions. Example: in a courtroom, the discourse used by judges and lawyers reflects institutional authority and power. Judges use formal language and legal jargon to issue rulings and maintain order, while defendants and witnesses are expected to use respectful and deferential language. This use of language helps maintain the hierarchy and power dynamics of the legal system, creating and challenging ideologies, shaping beliefs and values. Discourse plays a significant role in creating and challenging ideologies, sets of beliefs, values, and practices that shape social reality. Through language, dominant ideologies can be promoted, naturalized, and reproduced, while alternative or oppositional ideologies can be contested and challenged. Hegemonic discourse. Language that promotes and reinforces dominant ideologies, making them appear natural, inevitable, or common sense. Counter discourse. Language that challenges or resists dominant ideologies, offering alternative perspectives or interpretations of social reality. Example: media discourse often reflects and reinforces hegemonic ideologies, such as neoliberalism or consumerism. For instance, advertisements that portray happiness as being achieved through the purchase of products reinforce the ideology of consumerism. In contrast, activist groups may use counter-discourse to challenge these ideologies, such as promoting messages of sustainability and anti-consumerism. Negotiating social identities. Defining who belongs and who doesn't, Discourse analysis explores how language is used to construct and negotiate social identities, defining who belongs to certain groups and who does not. Language practices can include the use of labels, categories, or narratives that establish social identities and boundaries. Identity labels. Words or phrases that categorize individuals or groups, often carrying connotations that influence perceptions and social positions. Narrative construction. The use of storytelling or narratives to create, maintain, or challenge social identities and group membership. Example. In political discourse, the use of terms like is and them can create a sense of in-group and out-group, constructing identities based on nationality, political affiliation, or social values. Politicians may use inclusive language to appeal to certain voter bases while excluding or demonizing others, reinforcing social boundaries and identities. Legitimizing social practices and institutions. Justifying and maintaining structures. Discourse can legitimize social practices and institutions by framing them as rational, necessary, or beneficial. Language is used to justify the existence of certain practices or institutions, presenting them as solutions to social problems or as foundational to social order. Rationalization. The use of logical or reasoned arguments to justify social practices or institutions, making them appear as the best or only options available. Naturalization. Framing social practices or institutions as natural or inevitable, often by appealing to tradition, nature, or common sense. Example. In discourse about law enforcement, the use of phrases like law and order, or protect and serve, helps legitimize police practices and institutions. By framing law enforcement as essential for public safety and social stability, this discourse supports the continuation and expansion of policing practices, often without questioning potential abuses of power or systemic biases. Facilitating social coordination and cooperation. Enabling collective action and social harmony. Language is a key tool for facilitating social coordination and cooperation, enabling people to work together, negotiate agreements, and maintain social harmony. Discourse analysis examines how language is used to achieve these goals in various social contexts. Consensus building. Language used to build agreement or align perspectives, often involving negotiation, compromise, and persuasion. Conflict resolution. Discourse that seeks to resolve conflicts, restore relationships, or maintain social harmony, often involving politeness strategies, apologies, or reparative communication. Example. In organizational settings, managers may use consensus-building language during meetings to encourage team members to agree on a course of action, using phrases like, "Let's find a solution that works for everyone," or, "We're all in this together." This discourse helps coordinate collective action and maintain workplace harmony. Point 2. Examples of social order in discourse analysis. Example 1. Social order in educational discourse. Reinforcing classroom norms and hierarchies. In educational settings, discourse is often used to reinforce classroom norms, hierarchies, and power relations, shaping how teachers and students interact and what behaviors are considered acceptable. Example. A study of classroom discourse might analyze how teachers use language to manage student behavior, such as giving commands, "Please sit down," or using praise, "Great job." These language practices reinforce the teacher's authority and establish a social order in which students are expected to follow instructions and seek approval. Example 2. Social order in media discourse. Constructing public opinion and ideologies. Media discourse plays a significant role in shaping public opinion and constructing social ideologies, influencing how people perceive social issues, events, and groups. Example. A discourse analysis of news coverage on immigration might examine how language is used to frame immigrants as either threats or contributors to society. By analyzing the use of metaphors, adjectives, and narrative structures, researchers can uncover how media discourse constructs ideologies of inclusion or exclusion and reinforces or challenges social order. Example 3. Social order in workplace communication. Maintaining professional hierarchies. In workplace settings, discourse is used to maintain professional hierarchies and organizational structures, influencing how employees interact and perceive their roles. Example. A study of workplace emails might analyze how language is used to assert authority or show deference, such as managers using direct commands. Please complete this by EOD, and employees using polite language. I would appreciate your guidance on this matter. This discourse reflects and reinforces professional hierarchies and power dynamics within the organization. Example 4. Social order in political discourse. Legitimizing political authority. Political discourse often involves the use of language to legitimize political authority, justify policies, and construct social identities, shaping how people understand and engage with politics. Example: a discourse analysis of presidential speeches might examine how language is used to construct national identity, appeal to patriotism, and justify political decisions. Phrases like, "for the greater good," or "defending our freedoms," can be analyzed to understand how political leaders use language to maintain social order and legitimize their authority. Example 5. Social order in legal discourse. Enforcing legal norms and justice. Legal discourse is a key site for constructing and enforcing social order through language, shaping how laws are interpreted, applied, and understood in society. Example: a study of courtroom discourse might analyze how judges and lawyers use formal language, legal jargon, and rhetorical strategies to assert authority, establish facts, and argue cases. This discourse helps maintain the social order by upholding legal norms and principles of justice, while also reflecting the power dynamics inherent in the legal system. Conclusion: social order in discourse analysis refers to the ways in which language constructs, maintains, and challenges social structures, norms, and power relations. By examining discourse, researchers can uncover how language reinforces social norms and roles, constructs social hierarchies and power dynamics, shapes ideologies, negotiates identities, legitimizes practices and institutions, and facilitates social coordination and cooperation. Understanding the role of discourse in creating social order is crucial for revealing the ways in which language influences and reflects the social world, offering insights into the dynamics of power, identity, and social organization. Frequently asked questions. What is social order in discourse analysis? Social order in discourse analysis refers to how language is used to maintain, challenge, or transform societal structures, norms, and power relations. It focuses on how discourse contributes to shaping social realities, identities, and behaviors within various contexts. How does language reinforce social norms and roles? Language reinforces social norms and roles by promoting certain behaviors and expectations as natural or acceptable. This includes using language that normalizes behaviors associated with gender, race, class, or profession, thereby perpetuating societal expectations. How does discourse create social hierarchies and power relations? Discourse constructs social hierarchies and power relations by establishing who has authority and control in interactions. This can be seen in authoritative language, where certain individuals, like judges or managers, use specific speech patterns to assert dominance and command others. What role does discourse play in shaping ideologies? Discourse plays a key role in both promoting dominant ideologies, hegemonic discourse, and challenging them, counter-discourse. Through language, societal values and beliefs are constructed, reinforced, or contested, influencing how people perceive the world. How does discourse help in negotiating social identities? Language is used to define social identities and establish group membership. Through the use of labels, categories, and narratives, discourse can either include or exclude individuals from certain social groups, shaping how people perceive themselves and others. How does language legitimize social practices and institutions? Discourse legitimizes social practices and institutions by framing them as rational, natural, or necessary. This can include using language that presents these structures as solutions to societal problems or appealing to common sense to justify their existence. Can discourse challenge social order? Yes, discourse can challenge social order by questioning established norms, roles, or institutions. Counter-discourses offer alternative perspectives that resist dominant ideologies, seeking to transform power relations and social structures. How does discourse facilitate social coordination and cooperation? Language enables social coordination by building consensus, resolving conflicts, and maintaining harmony in interactions. Through persuasive or conciliatory language, discourse helps groups work together and align their actions toward common goals. How do media representations influence social order? Media discourse shapes public opinion and reinforces or challenges social ideologies by framing issues and groups in certain ways. For instance, the way media discusses immigration can influence societal attitudes towards immigrants, impacting policies and social inclusion. What is the importance of studying social order in discourse analysis? Studying social order in discourse analysis is crucial for understanding how language reflects and shapes power relations, identities, and social norms. It provides insights into the ways discourse maintains or transforms the structures and ideologies that govern society.